Hi, we're Twin Takeaway. I'm Akira.
And I'm Aurora. And this is Luffy.
And today we're going to read some stories for you. I got a good revenge story. I also got a good time I messed up. And at the very end, I got a good question that someone put on Ask Reddit about some pranks towards significant others for April. What are your stories today, Aurora?
I got a little bit of revenge on some moochers, a little bit of a prank story, and a little bit of a spooky story.
Oh, we like it. Spooky and pranks. That's a good mix, a good combo. Get a little scare on the funny side and a scare on like the creepy end. I love it. Alrighty. Let's jump right in. What's your first story you have for us, Laura?
All right, my first story is Petty Revenge. Posted by Decaf, made a moocher have to pay. I, 36 male, have a group of good friends from my last job that I still see regularly. We've all moved on to other jobs, but still try to hang out every few months or so, depending on everyone's schedule. It's nothing fancy, usually just grab a bite to eat, something somewhere to catch up. The problem came at the end of last year. One of my friends became good friends with his coworker. I'll call him Mike. Mike has slowly joined our friend group and has gone out to eat with us twice now. Now, Mike is a great guy by all accounts, except he has expensive taste and tries the let's split the bill evenly, even though he orders more than everyone else. First time it happened, whatever. It wasn't too bad. The second time, he ordered a full $20 more than anyone else. I should have stood up my ground, but I'm too much of a people pleaser. It's something I'm working on. Well, I recently got a raise at work and wanted to celebrate with my friends. I suggested we go to a steakhouse for lunch. That way people could order off the lunch menu without spending too much. As soon as I mentioned it, Mike loved the idea. What a shocker, right? I've been seeing a bunch of posts lately about this sort of thing, and the overwhelming comment is tell the server ahead of time that we'll be splitting the bill. So that's exactly what I did. We went out for lunch and everybody ordered reasonable lunch dishes except Mike. He got steak and lobster. Since I was in the other corner of the table, I got to order last. Before I ordered, I asked everyone at the table if they were okay ordering separately, because I wanted to splurge since I was celebrating and I didn't want to make everyone else pay for it. Everyone was on board except one person. I'll let you guess who that was. While we were all eating and catching up, Mike barely spoke to me. I think he was upset he had to pay for his full meal. Oh well, it made my prime taste so much better.
Yeah, I hate when people do that. I am the person who eats more and like gets the higher expensive thing. So I always make sure I pay for myself. And if someone else is paying, I like make sure I am telling them like I can pay for some of that because I bought the most expensive thing for a reason that I wanted it, knowing full well I was paying for it. So even like when we go out with our parents, like our dad's like, "Oh, I'll pay for it this time." I'm like, okay, but tell me if I need to send you anything because I did buy the most expensive thing with the most expensive drinks, with the most expensive this and that. So, I mean, it's just common courtesy. And this guy is not courteous at all. And honestly, it would make my food taste better to get revenge on a person like this
Yeah.
who takes advantage of everybody else's situation and is like, no, we'll just split it evenly. No, we're not.
Yeah.
I get you're trying to be cheap and get a nice meal out of being cheap, but like, that's not how this works. Save up and you splurge on yourself here and there then.
Yeah, and if I go out, like I have some friends that like to split it and stuff. And when I go out with them, like I don't always get what I want because I just get cheaper. Like I kind of I'm like, what are you getting? Oh, that sounds so good. What are you getting? What do you got? Just because I like to figure out what price range we're all kind of going for, and then I'll try to get that too, so that we were all kind of paying the same amount. If we're all gonna be like splitting it that way, because yeah, I don't ever want to be the person who all of a sudden spend like so much more money than everyone else. Because I know
Facts.
myself when I go out, if I'm going to a steakhouse, yeah, I'm ordering steak. So can I just get my own bill? Because yeah,
Yeah, dude. Facts. That's like even like if you go out for like, I don't know, let's say it's your birthday. Even if it was like that's the crazy thing too, is like it's her day she's celebrating. Yeah, he got the most expensive thing and expected her to pay for his part, everybody else to pay for his part, and everything like that. And I'm like, It's not you being celebrated. I could see if it's your birthday and you wanted to splurge and I was going to split it evenly, then hey, that's because it's your day. You know, this one time you can be kind of like the selfishest person. It's not really selfish because it's your day, and if everybody agrees to have beforehand, I guess too. I can't just say just throw it on people. That's not, that is rude. But in making sure with everybody beforehand, be like, are you okay if we still split it evenly? If I get this expensive thing, if not, I'll take it on myself. But if people are like, oh yeah, it's your day, you do it. Like for her thing, she was like, it's my day, and I want to get something expensive. Is everyone cool doing their own meal because I know it's expensive for me? But if like maybe some of her friends be like, "Oh, it's okay, well I'll pay for it because it's like your special day," that's different
Yeah.
than just being like, "You're paying for me. I'm getting the most important thing." Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
And you know, some of them are like, yeah, let's split it. Because some of them probably like, why did Mike get steak and lobster for all of us to pay
Yeah,
for it together?
yeah.
We're not here for him.
Well, and it sounds like they had enough that these people were like, "Oh, thank goodness, someone finally got it,
Yeah.
got it, so we don't have to pay for this guy's goddamn meal." Shoot,
Somebody needs to get Mike out of here.
exactly.
And now that's Mike, the situation.
He is the situation for show.
All right, top comment. The first time I met my ex-wife, we went with a big group to get to a super nice seafood restaurant. I had just gotten paid that day, so I wanted to celebrate with a pound lobster tail. When the bill came, everyone in the group insisted on splitting the bill evenly, but I insisted more that I would cover the tip, which would be more than make up for the extravagant dinner I had. She said years later that's why she agreed to go out with me because I was a decent, upstanding guy who would never make someone else pay for his meal. Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly,
Kind
yeah.
of crazy. Yeah, like that. See, like if you know you buy the more expensive and people really are insisting on it, sometimes it is good to just even just offer is fine. But I get that like it wasn't like a certain like setting that like
Hmm.
you definitely should just pay for yourself, like or at least pay more like the tip like that because like you're not that's not right for make
Yeah.
everybody else pay for your meal when you pick the most expensive thing on the menu.
Especially because, like, I don't want to be rude that you were like a later add-on and you're not friends with everyone here. You're friends
Yeah.
with the one person in the
So that
group.
means you don't even know people's financial backgrounds or
Yeah, you
who
don't
they
know.
are. Because, like, yeah, maybe some of these people make good money and you know that. But maybe they're very frugal people just in general or because of something that they have in the past. You do not know people's situations to be like, yeah, you can pay for it. You can pay for my half. Or
Yeah,
what if there's like, this is their one time they splurge and they really budget. And then now they have to really budget themselves on their splurge night because they already know now you're going to make everybody split it for you
yeah,
and they're gonna have to cover you. So now they're like looking for something even cheaper than what they wanted because then they're trying to actually make sure that they can pay and cover your piece too.
yeah. Or they're like, I ordered water. Everyone ordered soda for $4, and I ordered a salad because yeah. And now I'm gonna have to cover everyone's portion of drinks and this, that, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I for sure would have been at least like, let me pay more, let me pay tip, let me do this or that.
facts. And I'll be so insistent on like we gotta split it evenly.
Yeah, that's why I'm just like, let me cover my portion of it.
Yes, I love just paying for myself. It's just easier that way. Don't feel bad either way.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's
Exactly.
someone I'm really close with, do I mind being like, oh, I'll take this whole one. Y'all, you can get another one, this and that. Like, we have certain
Yeah.
friends that we like do kind of debate the bills and like, oh, I'll just cover this whole thing. And then like we fight over the next one, like stuff like that when our friends just came to visit us because like we know each other. We know the other person's not going to try to cheat the other person out or like play them and like try to make the other person spend too much money. And if you do, then we can always know that we can always ask for it back and be like, hey,
Yeah.
I did go a little crazy.
Yeah. Or
Let me just
even
have
when we go out, one of us covers, the next one covers next time.
a.
Or if one of us is like, so this is not my pay week yet. Do you want to cover this one and I'll cover the next
Next one,
two? Yeah.
yes. And we do make sure we pay each other back. Even if one is expensive and one's cheaper, we know the next person and we'll get the next expensive one. The other person will flip it. We just know it will even out because that's the kind of people we are. But I feel like if you try to do anything like that with this guy, he'd be like,
Yeah, that's not Mike.
that's not me. Yeah, Mike is the situation for show. He's too much of a situation. Make me slam my head in a wall. Alrighty. So I got a little good revenge story. And this is posted by No Taste 9869. A guy left me stranded on a first date. I, 19 female, went on a date with a guy, 19 male, for the first time. It was a beautiful day where we lived. So he took me to this nature park and we went on a walk. We talked about our lives and I honestly thought it was going really well. After the walk, he said he needed to use the bathroom. I did too, so he drove to the nearest store where we could pee, which was a Best Buy. I went to the bathroom and he did too. When it came out, I waited. I waited, waited, and waited for him to come out. Finally, I got worried and I texted him. The message did not go through, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt and assumed his phone died. I then got tired of waiting and I went to check to see if his car was still in the parking lot. Sure enough, it wasn't. I went back inside and asked the person at the front if they saw a man, gave his description, leave the store. They said they saw him run out of the store in a hurry a bit ago. So he left me, stranded at a Best Buy, 20 minutes from my house. I Uber home. I'm pissed. So I decided to find a family member on social media and tell them what he did. I eventually found who I think it to be his sister and told her the whole story. She ensured I would get my things back as some were still in his car and even offered to reimburse me for the Uber. Some may think I'm crazy, but when one goes low, I go lower. I got my things back and they were clearly thrown in my yard out of his window. Someone was mad their family now knows he is a POS. How he left my things in the yard, you can if you can't find in the comments, and she tagged a picture here of what her things kind of look like thrown just in the street, like on the edge of the road, just laying there for it. So that's fun.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine. First off, I couldn't imagine just being ditched somewhere. Like, we just went to the bathroom,
Yeah.
and then I come out, and first I'm like, oh wow, he really had to go. And then to not answer, like, pretty much I'm probably blocked.
Yeah.
And then you go out, no car. That person said, sprinted out? Excuse me, what?
Yeah.
No. And then yeah, and then next have your things thrown out like that?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Oh, because he told his sister, didn't even get your things back. I'm just confused how. Okay, so he obviously probably had this thought already in his mind going to this restaurant at this Best Buy. So why wouldn't you just be like, this was so fun. Thanks for the walk around the park. I don't think we're good together. I'm gonna drop you back off at home. Instead of leaving her 20 minutes from her house. That's a 20-minute Uber ride you have to get back to your house. And I don't know how much Ubers are in this area, but certain areas sometimes are more expensive than others. So I don't know where they're at, if it's gonna be more or less expensive. But still 20 minutes, either for a 20-minute Uber ride.
Yeah.
When he could have just took you home and be like, sorry, this wasn't for me, and call it at that.
Yeah.
Or you don't even have to tell her that it wasn't for you. You just go, thanks for the nice time, and then ghost after you drop her off at your house.
Yeah, don't ghost her
Not ghost her
midday.
at a Best Buy. Yeah, midday, bro. That is crazy. And she didn't even realize she was fully getting ghosted. She just thought the phone died. And she just assumed, like, he was still in this restroom having stomach problems.
Yeah.
Which, like, hashtag sometimes it be like that.
That's my first thought. My
So,
first
like,
thought was like, same, been there.
been there, done that.
And then she said texting him, I was like, no, never mind. I've never like just ditched somebody while going to the bathroom.
Yeah, that is so mean. All right, so for the update, for those who care for an update, surprise, there is none. He blocked me on everything, and I don't even want to talk to him again, or nor do I care to hear his sorry excuse. And for those who are blaming me, get over yourself. I'm not leaving out any details. If I was, I probably would have just dropped the whole thing and forgotten about my things because it's not like it was anything majorly important. But since he wanted to be a dick, yeah, I am going to be inconvenience you and make your behavior known. I was nice, attentive, respectful the whole day. I looked like my photos, I dressed nicely, and had good hygiene. And regardless of any of that, the only excuse to just ditching someone as to in the middle of a date is if they are being verbally or physically abusive. Other than that, I should have at least received a ride home. No other excuse would have sufficed. If you offer to take me out, take me home too. Period. That's
Yeah.
so true. Like, honestly, that's like the worst is like, yeah, you don't have to give them a reason to like never talk to them again. You don't have to give them a reason for this, that. And yeah, there really is no reason to ditch somebody except for if they are being abusive in any way, shape, or form. For sure, leave. For sure, ditch them. But I don't know if this girl was because I don't know. I think he would have already shown signs that he was gonna bounce. I feel like a little bit before, because usually when someone's being like that, you already are off put a little bit. That you kind of give off of some kind of
Yeah.
vibe or
Like you're
whatever.
disinterested.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and at that point, you probably would have drove them home instead, so you're not giving them false hope for a person who is being abusive to come at you because they're usually probably gonna be antagonistic and come at you.
Yeah.
So
And honestly, like, if you're not sure if you're gonna connect to someone, why wouldn't you just tell her to like get her own ride to the park?
yeah,
Then you don't have to ditch her somewhere. Also, what if she didn't get out to go to the bathroom?
yeah. What if she didn't have to go?
What if she didn't have to go and she was just sitting in the car? And then what he was gonna do then? Was he actually gonna drive her home, or be like,
Yeah, go to a
you
different
have to
place.
go, you have to get out?
Or be like, oh, well, let's go eat and then ditch her at a restaurant. Like,
Yeah, like
what was
what was
next
his next move?
step?
What was his next move? I'm just
Like,
curious.
no, that is a good question. Honestly, now I'm curious. I'm like, what would you do otherwise if it went any other way?
Yeah, because I'm thinking if she got out so casually and stuff and he went out casually, it might be a common tactic for him. So I'm just curious, whenever it doesn't work out and someone doesn't get out and go to the bathroom with you, what do you do?
Yeah, I don't know.
You have to awkwardly stand in the bathroom, like, oh, okay, okay,
How do I get myself out
it's
of
been
this?
enough time. It's been enough time. I guess I have to go drop her off.
Yeah. But yeah, you definitely should make the person drive. I feel like it's sometimes just like the safest option. Just drive yourself.
Yeah.
Because also there's like the new like way of dating, whatever people have been saying and posting on like
Oh
Facebook and
yeah.
stuff, where you show up, you see them through the window, or you see them in the parking lot, and you're like, no, not for me, and you bounce.
Yeah, you never
And just
introduce.
don't tell them anything, don't say anything. Most of them just ghost, but some of them do tell them like, sorry, it wasn't for me. I'm gonna move on with my life. Some people do let them know, but yeah, that's a crazy thing. And that's what it kind of makes me think of, but like a more advanced way because you're like kind of like I get trying the date because those ones are crazy for not even trying. But just to think that you might already have this mindset that if you're not interested in this person, you're just gonna ditch them. You should just make them drive their own car.
Yeah.
And then after the park goes, this was nice, thank you, have a good day, and leave. And then just later you can go somewhere, you can message them, this ain't us.
Yeah.
But yeah, now you've so many questions about what would happen otherwise. But now let's go to some comments. First comment is, what an a-hole. Luckily, he let you know on the first date. This other person said, agreed. Hopefully his sister talked some sense into him and he learned his lesson. Yeah. And another person said, before he gets beat up, it's coming. Honestly, if someone can track down your family, if someone, some people are some good internet sleuths, someone might be able to find where you're at now.
Yeah.
Or you already talked about it when you were talking in stage. And so something worse could happen, I guess, out of this.
Yeah.
But still, and it is good it's on the first date. Now you know the kind of person he is, and you can say good riddance and bounce.
Yeah. That's true.
So, jeez. Someone did ask, I thought at one point, about her Uber money. Okay, yeah. Someone did. Did you get your Uber money back? The person said, yes, the sister was so sweet and Venmoed me for it. So, at least he did get that. She did get that back.
That's
So,
a nice sister.
that is such a nice
Yeah,
sister.
that sister's a girl's girl right there.
Yeah. But she probably got it back from the brother.
Yeah, she's like,
Just being siblings, I feel like she
yeah,
probably got
she
that
sent
money
him she
back.
sent him a Venmo
So
request like every single day.
honestly, or told the like parent and was like, "Get your
You
son."
want to hear a story?
Yeah,
Yeah.
some people's kids, my guy.
All right. My next one is from AITAH, posted by Throwaway. Yesterday, my cousins showed up on my home with their friends unannounced. My 3 cousins and their 7 friends said that we should all spend first together. We all cooked together, got drunk, and had more fun than ever before. I should have expected that they would April Fool's prank my wife, but I was being a dumbass. While I was drinking with other men, my wife suddenly showed up in front of me and grabbed me and asked me if I'm cheating on her. I was shocked. I told her that I never cheat on her and I never would cheat on her. My wife asked me for my phone and she locked herself in our bedroom and spent most almost half an hour going through my phone. And when she came out, she said she'll smack me if she ever finds out that I'm cheating on her, and she'll show no mercy. Turns out the women pranked her and told her that I'm cheating on her as a prank. My wife is religious and getting married to her is in itself an achievement for me. All my cousins and their friends explained to her that it was just a prank and I'm not cheating on her. But my wife was angry at them and told them to get out of our house, and she doesn't want to listen to their explanations anymore. After they all left, my wife told me that if I ever cheat on her, she'll make sure I'll regret it. She said she didn't get married to me only to find me in bed with another woman. I told her that I'll never cheat on her and they were pranking you. She said she doesn't like it and doesn't want anyone near us. I told her that I know they won't prank you like this ever again, and she already has access to my phone and knows my passwords, so she should calm down and not let the alcohol take control of her. But my cousins are telling me now that I shouldn't have let my wife kick them out, and I should have insisted and explained to her that it was just a prank. I told them that it was a pretty shitty ass prank. And what exactly were they expecting? I told them that they were no longer allowed in my house, at least for some time. They are saying that we are both crazy and I'm my wife's slave. Not really sure what they were expecting. They expect my wife to laugh. Who pranks like that? I think they are harmless prank, but this one is stupid. Am I the asshole?
No, because cheating is never a prank.
No.
Oh my gosh, how big it is now for that to be a prank is insane.
Yeah.
And to do that is the worst. And to do that without even this guy doesn't even like know it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And they do that to him, knowing not knowing how his wife is gonna take that, and they could have just ended that marriage right then and there. They could have messed up his whole marriage for him, not knowing a thing that he was gonna be part of. He didn't even know anybody that was praying. He didn't know anything about like his thing. They don't know anything about his wife being like really hurtful about this.
Yeah.
Like, and then they're gonna be like, "You're taking it too hard. It's just a prank." Most people take those pranks so seriously. That's why some of those pranks that are like those pranks that are online about cheating, the fact that some of them like get over so fast, some of them are whatever. I guess some people take it differently, and being in the world of social media, some most people are like, "Oh well, that is funny now." Some people take it really hard and then turn around, and I think that's because some of them might be staged. But like, you can't just take anything on the internet and be like, "Oh, these people are all cool with it." Yeah, because some of those are either staged, some of them are they already understand the prank and they do find it funny now. Maybe them and their partner watch them and like, that is funny. And for them that's funny. You don't know these people. That's not their humor. That's
Mm-hmm.
not hilarious. That's not cool. And to be kicked out is the least she could do. That's I probably would have been more crazy about it and like flipped out on these people instead of just kicking them out of mouth. Also, 10 people just inviting themselves over to their house is crazy. Did you say 3 cousins and 7 people?
Yeah.
That took me out at the beginning. I was like, oh my god, Reese choke is back because 10 people invited themselves over to someone's house is insane. That took me out.
Yeah. Yeah. Show up unannounced.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, if it's your first time at their house and stuff, like, I don't think I would have been playing a prank like that.
Yeah.
Because if this is my first time at their house, we might not be like that kind of close
Yeah.
with the wife. And then like to be having like a great time like that, like you're like, oh my gosh, I really like this woman. Like we're having such a great time cooking, drinking, having fun, and then to like be like, but let's prank her, let's prank her.
Yeah.
Like that's
Like it's so
crazy.
funny.
And then also like, but yeah, you don't know what her trust things are, what her religion is, and things like that. And that's what it sounds like. It's like, what's her religion that made her mad about this?
Hmm.
But now she has like trust issues with her husband because his own family said, he's cheating on you. when
Yeah,
he wasn't.
facts. And you're gonna trust someone's family or their friends.
Yeah.
Especially like the ones that the friends like play a thing on them and like, oh, they're cheating on you. You're gonna listen to your friends. You're gonna listen to your family.
Yeah. But
Why would you not?
he's not the a-hole because when her husband for being like, yep, get out. You're not invited. I
Yeah.
hope you can come back one day, but for now, it's not.
I would say most of the time, mostly when her husband. The only part that kind of got me is that when he kept saying, a little bit she's going crazy because of the alcohol. I'm like, I'm pretty sure she's just that upset.
Well, because she kept coming at him and saying, I swear if you cheat on me, I swear if you cheat on me. And he was like, I know it's probably the
Yeah,
alcohol,
but I
but
think
like,
in
I
her
haven't.
mind too was just because of like her background and stuff too. I don't know if she just I think she's just thinking he's making the story it's a prank. I mean, maybe it's a little bit awkward, but I think also she's just like they're saying it's a prank. They're just playing it's like a prank. They're playing it off now that they're trying to tell me. But now he's just trying to play it off as a prank.
Yeah, I
So
don't know. I think he was just saying the alcohol because like she was coming at him so much about cheating. And like, they've, I mean, unless they've had problems like this, but if they haven't, he's probably just like, this alcohol is making her amplify where she's coming at me yelling about cheating when we've already discussed like our boundaries and this, that, whatever. So, I mean, I think that's just where he's at, but I don't think that makes him like an a-hole or anything.
no, I don't think it makes him an a-hole. I don't even think
Because
it makes him
he
mature.
100% backed
I
her.
no, I
Like,
think when her husband overall, I would just say that was the only thing that kind of irked me a little bit. But I wouldn't say no. I'm happy with all of his situation. I wouldn't say he needs to take it back fully. I would just saying that's the only thing that kind of got me a little bit. But overall, great husband for backing her. Great husband for still standing up to him, even if they're calling him all these things and saying all this stuff about him. At least he's still standing with his thing of no, my wife did what she needed to do because y'all are the people who are messed up in this situation. And I'm glad he's standing by that and just
yeah,
standing on that this whole time. So no, it wasn't trying to be hating. I was just saying that's the only piece that kind of like got me a little bit. That was
yeah.
like, but overall, loved him. Loved his backing of her.
All right, top comment. 10 people show up at your house uninvited, unannounced to eat your food, drink your alcohol, and for the oh so funny prank of making their host think their entire marriage is a lie. Your cousin and your friends are rude and shitty people.
Exactly. They get it though. 10 people is crazy. And then yeah, to be like, oh, we're gonna invite ourselves. We're gonna invite ourselves to your home, crash your place as 10 people, 10 gosh dang people, and then just play a prank on you and ruin your whole marriage. Nah,
Yeah.
G, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, another one of the top comments is, yeah, 10 people randomly show up on a Tuesday? How odd. And you just let them in and eat and get drunk?
Yeah,
Whole story's great. Sounds crazy. Yeah, right there.
which
Uh,
that in itself could have been the prank. Like that is funny to prank
yeah, to
someone to
randomly
just
show
show up
up.
on someone's house and just start eating their food and doing their drinking their stuff and just like invite yourself in. That's kind of funny, and then just kind of like be like, "Oh, we're not moving," and like make a little prank of like staying at someone's house and like not moving. It's kind of funny. I mean, it's like it's funny as our senior prank because that's pretty much what we did is like camp in the hallways. Like it's like funny, but it's not the funniest prank.
Yeah.
But it's like, ha, that's good. You kind of got me. Or like maybe like coming in crashing their place at late on a Tuesday and like slowly stringing them would have been funny. This is not a prank.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like saying. It's
Yeah.
not
Because like
funny.
showing up randomly on a Tuesday with 10 people eating and whatever, then it's just kind of like a little family initiation. Like she's in, she's the wife,
Yeah,
great time, whatever. But yeah, then the prank is just too crazy.
yeah. Took it over the top. They took it too far.
Yeah, another top comment, you named it. They're shitty people who really need to evaluate their sense of humor. This wasn't funny, it was cruel. It's it's what happens when you marry up from a family with low emotional intelligence to one who cares. You learn to push the shitty ones away and you lose what's really good in your life. At least OP has his wife's back. Too many of these stories are about their unsupportive husbands asking if they're the a-hole because their wife is angry for being unsupported. Someone properly picking sides. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. He did pretty good. Yeah, he did really good as a husband, at least.
Yes. Because there are a lot of stories where the husband's like, I mean, it was just a prank. Just get over it. Like, it's funny. Like, that's what
Yeah.
family. It's hilarious. Like sometimes they'll like back the wife at first, and then as soon as our family starts bombarding them, like bashing them, they turn and flip the script and they're like, okay, now you can get over it. It's been some time. Like
Yeah,
you're fine. But
or
I'm glad this guy seems really hardcore protecting his wife. Now we're gonna switch up to from a prank to just the time they messed up in general. So this is on the subreddit Time I Effed Up, and it's by username True with a bunch of E's. So if anyone's looking for it, it will be always put in the comments below, just so you can find it without having to search their username. It's crazy because I can't even tell you how many E's are in there. But this is Time I Effed Up by yelling, "They had sex" in a Zoom meeting with my boss and coworkers. This is something that actually just happened an hour ago. I work completely remote. I had a weekly Zoom meeting with my boss and 7 other coworkers with varying levels of authority. And they were talking about something rather important. Now, before you judge me super hard, I actually have my Zoom settings set up to automatically mute when entering meetings. I usually keep it on mute at all times unless I need to speak. This meeting was a little different because I needed to give my input on the topic. So when I joined the meeting, I decided unmute myself. Big mistake. My wife and I recently decided that we were going to get a dog via dog breeder. Put down a deposit for a puppy. The parents of our future puppy had yet to meet. But today that changed when the dog breeder posted on their Facebook page announcing that the parents had successfully mated. Unfortunately, English is not my wife's first language. So when she first read the post on her phone, on the other side of the room, she immediately asked, "What mated means?" Without a second thought, I yelled to her, "They had sex!" The meeting goes quiet for a second. My boss laughs. My heart drops. I quickly look at my computer screen to see if it was unmuted. The microphone did not have the red slash across it. I could feel the blood rush to my face. In a flash, I clicked the button to unmute the mic. After my boss finished laughing, they continued the meeting as if nothing happened. My wife and I share a laugh about it, and it is easily one of the most embarrassing moments in my life. Yes, I am aware that I'm lucky that this is the worst moment. I know it could be so much worse. Writing it out made me feel better though. And
yeah.
then they also have a oh never mind, sorry. I don't know why I cut you off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, in our first episode with that Zoom one, like, I'm so before I speak ever, let me see what that's on.
Yeah.
I'm so nervous of something. But some of the things people are saying on on Zoom is hilarious.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I guess I wouldn't really think that either. I would just be answering my wife's question too,
Yeah, if you're
without
usually
thinking.
muted, I don't think it would have thought to check. But I mean, I always do.
I always
But
do. I have mine on
I
automatic.
think I get, but I do get why the guy just went automatically straight to just talking to her. If
Yeah.
you're usually always muted, it's not like a second thought.
Yeah,
But
but I'm a constant checker, but then also like luckily everyone kind of like was cool, just laughed and then moved on. And then also like our other story, at least this isn't like execs and stuff. Like your boss is in here, but luckily it's just like kind of your team. Hopefully you're kind of friends with your team and you can just be like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, we're trying to get this puppy." And then you know what it segs away into you can send your like cute pictures of your puppy. But
yeah,
yeah, either
yeah,
way.
it definitely could be worse, like our first story, because he does have varying levels of authority. So there could have been exact, I don't know, but even so, at least they took it so well. While in the first story, the people were like really like did
Rude.
not want to have it, and they said, "Can you make sure you don't have side conversations?" And they're all like pissed off. This people at least took it really nicely. The boss laughed so hard, laughed it off, and then just continued like nothing happened. So definitely could have been worse. I'm luckily it didn't go like terribly and they weren't mad at him or anything.
Yeah.
But I get why he's embarrassed. I would have been embarrassed. I would have felt so bad. I'd be like, eek. But that is a really great point. At least it gives you a good segue to be like, oh, look at my new puppy. Yeah,
Yeah.
they just made it, so we're gonna go pick one or something like that.
As
You
you
can say something.
heard, they had
As
sex.
you put it.
And that's how I got my puppy.
Yeah, it does help though that at least they heard your wife go, "What does made it mean?" before you yelled at, that they probably like, okay, he's explaining, not just yelling out they had sex for no reason.
Oh, they heard that part?
I'm guessing because it sounded like the wife screamed it across the room of "What is mated me?" Thinking probably he's muted in this meeting. Probably.
Gotcha.
I'm guessing. I hope so. I hope they heard her. Maybe I'm just assuming. But I hope and pray for him that
Yeah.
it helped him out a little bit, soften the blow.
Yeah, that would be a lot better, but if not, it's still funny and it's a good segue to
Yes.
be like, this
I'm
is
gonna.
brought to me by sex. This is
Yeah.
my new puppy.
Yeah. You make it a joke now. Running
Yeah.
joke. I like it. Someone commented, "I once joined Teams meeting with, for F's sake, I can't get this effing thing to effing work," referencing the microphone, which transpired to be working perfectly. And someone said, right when the lockdown were fresh, one of my coworkers was in a Teams meeting with his microphone muted. He unmuted it and cut a loud fart and then muted himself again. Everybody stopped talking. Some of us started laughing, and we could see him look suddenly nervous, leaning forward towards the screen. Then he got wide-eyed, look of shock, and turned red. Turned out he had his muting reversed. He thought he was unmuting, and he had tried to mute the fart, but it was backwards. And then someone put, "Man is a legend. Absolutely brilliant. I would have had a good giggle." And someone else said, "Bro wanted to assert dominance with the fart." So yeah, at least this guy can read his comments and be like, could have been worse.
Could have been worse.
Definitely could have been worse, because at least this has a good reason that doesn't sound weird or anything behind it. You
Yeah.
know, at least they're not ripping one.
That's what I'm saying. Someone at my work, I heard from a couple people in a meeting that someone farted in their meeting on Zoom, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine being that
Oh
person."
my god.
But the best is his video was on, so you literally see him zoom into the camera because he's trying to look at his screen and
Yeah.
be like, "Oh no." So
Yeah.
that's even better that you're just watching this
Yeah.
guy's
And they
full.
see the fear in his
Yeah, the
eyes.
eyes widen and the face just turn red and the fear.
Yes. So funny. So that's a good takeaway already right there. Is make sure your microphone's muted.
Always.
From the first episode we did to this episode, still just keep checking that mic. Oh man.
All right, so this next one's from No Sleep. So if you don't like spooky stories, skip on to the next chapter.
One thing to preference for anybody who doesn't know No Sleep. So we do keep reading these paranormal ones. Those are based off true stories. No Sleep is based off a fictional story that someone has written. So do keep in mind on that if it does give you a little spooky, but if spooky's okay, if it's it's fictional, this might still be something for you. But if it's not, you can keep on skipping if it's a little spooky, too spooky.
All right, so No Sleep by Mayo Teo 4579. My grandma has always told me to leave one bite on my plate. I finally know why. Growing up, my grandmother had one strict rule at the dinner table. Always leave one bite on your plate. It didn't matter if it was rice, soup, or even a single piece of bread. No meal was ever to be finished completely. I asked her why once. When I was about 8, she shook her head. Her wrinkled finger tightened around her spoon. You must always leave something behind, or he'll think you're inviting him in. I pressed her for more. She refused to explain. The way her voice wavered, the way her eyes darted towards the darkened window of our small home, it was enough to shut me up. I just assumed he was just some folklore monster, like the Aswang or Manangal, something made up to scare kids into obedience. But even my parents obeyed the rule. My father, who never believed in ghost stories, always made sure to leave one last bite. So I obeyed too. That was years ago. I live alone now in a small apartment in the city, far from the quiet countryside where I grew up. Life gets busy, old habits fade. Last week, I had a long day at work. I came home exhausted, microwaved some leftover chicken and rice, plopped on my couch to eat in front of the TV. I was so distracted that I didn't even realize I cleared my plate. At that moment, something shifted. It was subtle, just a strange crawling sensation down my spine. Not fear exactly, but wrongness, like an unseen weight pressing against my shoulders. I laughed to myself. I was being ridiculous. I put my plate in the sink, brushed my teeth, and went to bed. At 3:12 a.m., a sound woke me, soft at first, then growling louder. Silverware clinking against the porcelain. My stomach tightened. My apartment was silent and with otherwise. The sound was coming from the kitchen. My breath hitched as I sat up. I told myself it was nothing. The sink settling, my mind playing tricks, but something deep inside me knew better. I climbed out of bed, stepping carefully over the creaky floorboard. The apartment was cold, much colder than it should have been. I reached the kitchen doorway and peered inside. The air left my lungs. My plate was on the counter, the same one I'd emptied hours ago, and it's sitting in the very center was a single bite of food. I hadn't put it there. A chill ran down my spine. I turned to check the front door, but it was locked. The windows, too. My apartment was empty, or so I thought. Then I heard it, the sound of chewing, wet smacking, hungry, and breathing. Hot, damp breath brushed the back of my neck. I turned so fast I nearly tripped, but then there was nothing behind me. The light flickered, the air grew thick, suffocating. The smell hit me next, rotting meat. And then a voice, low whispering, right beside my ear. You forgot my share. My entire body locked up. The room around me wrapped. No, not the room, the air itself. The shadow in the corners seemed deep now, stretching toward me like grasping fingers, and then pressure. A deep, snickering weight pressured into my stomach. I gasped, my hands flying into my abdomen fingers. Long, yellow, jagged. They weren't cutting, they were pulling. Something warm and wet spilled down my leg. I choked, my vision tilting, my body convulsing. The fingers inside me twisting, yanking, something loose, something important. I collapsed, my head striking the floor. The world blurred, swimming in and out of focus. My breaths came in ragged, wheezing gasp. I tried to move, but the fingers still held me, caressing, exploring, taking. Through my faded visions, I saw it, a shape impossibly tall, its limbs too long, its head tilted, unnatural angle, its eyes, black voids, hollowing and dripping, stared down at me. It smiled. And then darkness. I woke up in my bed, sunlight streaming through my window. My heart pounded, my body drenched in sweat. I sat up so fast, nearly throwing up from the nausea. My hands flew to my stomach, no blood, no wounds. Just a dream, just a horrible, horrible dream. I let out a shaky breath and swung my legs over my bed. My body felt wrong, weak, empty, like something inside was missing. I forced myself to stand and walked into the kitchen. Maybe some water would help. Maybe I froze. My plate was still on the counter, and on it, sitting neatly in the center, a single bite of food. The apartment filled with sound, a horrible wet chuckle, and behind me whispered so close that I felt the breath in my ear. You should have left me more.
Ew. Nope. The worst part is the eating. Ugh, you saying you're eating. I don't like that. But I don't like those ASMR things. I don't like the texture of noises. I don't like the
Mm-hmm.
texture of things. The texture of the noise, just I can think about it, just make me. Ugh, I hate it. It's so gross. But if that's gross though, that's a creepy one. That's creepy for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so weird to me. And I was like, no, I would always leave a bite of food from now on. Can I go back? Can you take it back? I don't
Yeah.
know. Um, One other question I had is also a top comment here is what if you just got another plate of food and left a single bite? That's why I was kind of wondering, like, once you finish it, can you grab some more and leave a bite then? Like,
Yeah, and like a second serving for yourself.
yeah, does that
That's a
mean like,
good cue. But she also didn't. I don't think she would have done it because she didn't realize it till after. She didn't even realize it till it like was coming at her. She
yeah,
didn't.
well, she didn't like believe it. She was just
Yeah,
like, whatever.
so it didn't like click with her.
Um, and then another top comment is, "Are you Filipino?" I had a Filipino roommate who did this. Left a little bite all the time for the little man. And
Hmm,
someone said they mentioned the aswang and Mangal, so likely that they are. Yeah.
interesting. Seems like it probably a Filipino folklore. That's pretty
Folklore.
crazy. That's a cool one though. That's an interesting one for sure.
It's history, but that's a creepy folklore.
Which one?
That whole thing, like,
Oh, yeah.
man, I couldn't imagine something coming into my house and like
Ew, yeah,
pinning me
dude.
down and smiling at me. Ah!
Nope.
I love a scary movie, but I don't want to be in a scary movie, you know?
Yeah, no thanks.
Like, I'll listen to these stories, but I don't want to be a part of it.
Facts.
Like, if someone tells me to leave a bite of food, I'll always leave a bite of food.
Yeah,
I'm not, messing around to find out.
facts. You know what this kind of makes me think of? I haven't watched the movie, but I know we've talked about putting it on our list of the next time we do a horror movie marathon. Is that one where like they're eating dinner and they can't look up? Like you just have to look at
Oh,
your food.
yeah.
I don't know why this gives me like eerie feels like that. Of like you have to do something at dinner and like it has to be a ritual every time. That kind of gives me that same eerie of like when you eat food, you feel comfortable. You feel like you're just like, damn, I'm so hungry. I'm like excited to eat. But yet it always puts this like something in your mind to just be eerie every time you eat. So I feel like it's like that where it takes away that comfort of eating. It's like an interesting little like story. That's what made
That's
me think of the whole
true.
time you were reading it too. Because I was like, ugh, I things around eating is kind of like damn, because it just kind of messes up eating for you.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, I should watch that one tonight.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, because especially like in that trailer too, that thing also has like crazy long fingers
Hmm.
and things, and then like the parents are like, stop, don't keep looking, keep eating,
Yeah,
keep looking at your
and
food.
in the trailer for that movie too, it seems like the parents are like kind of like this grandma of like they won't speak about it, they won't tell you why.
Yeah,
They give
just
you
do
no
it.
explanation, just the
Do
fact
it.
that you need to do it. It
Yeah.
needs to happen. Like and that's what gets it. Like you're like,
Yeah.
damn, you
Like
just want to know.
it's
You just
too
need
freaky to mention.
yeah, for kids to feel like you need to know because like that, you think it's just like they're making you do it. It's like one of those things that like make you joke with a kid to like make them do something.
Yeah. And she's like,
Like when
I
our
was
parents
just
joked us that you have to eat cabbages to be good at playing guitar. It's just like something stupid you tell
yeah,
your kids to
it's
do.
you.
So
Or like you'll have to wear glasses if you don't eat your carrots and yeah,
exactly, that's what it does feel like that. So like you gotta explain a little more.
more than that.
You gotta give them something, some. Yeah, man, crazy.
Another top comment, which kind of made me laugh, is as an Italian, if I were to leave something on my plate, I would be consecutively smacked in the head by my grandparents and my parents, and probably to the neighbors too. So yeah, I take my chances, whatever this is, rather than Italian gauntlet of shame. True, my grandma would be like,
Honestly,
"Why
that's
are you
so
leaving
true.
that?"
Like, are you not hungry? You
Yeah,
didn't finish your food.
she'd be like, I don't think you ate enough. Do you want more?" I mean, yeah. Because our grandma's literally the grandma from Coco, where she's like, I said, do you want more tamales?
Exactly. She really is, man.
Okay, I'll take more tamales.
Should
Just
be
put them on my
saying
plate.
put and more on there,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I'd be that guy. I'd be like, oh my God, I have to just,
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to just suck it
I'm
up
just
and
gonna
just
suck it
go
up and
in.
let this thing take me because if I leave food, my mom's gonna kill me.
Facts.
She's gonna be disrespected.
Oh man. All right, let's switch from that spooky over to a little bit of funnier. So this is going to be an Ask Reddit. So it's going to be like the last episode where we have a question posted on Ask Reddit, and then we're going to go through some comments of different people's funny pranks out there. And this one's going to be, what's a fun April Fool's prank to pull on your significant other that doesn't involve making them sad? Meaning, no cheating jokes.
Yep.
That's not funny. It just makes them sad. So those people should have looked at this and maybe they could have thought of something better to that guy and his wife. But who am I to judge, I guess? So we'll read through some of these, and then again, these will be posted in the comments. So you could always just go and read some more if you would love to get a good little idea of another type of prank. So this first one is a few years ago, I changed my wife's birthday on Facebook to be April 1st. She spent all day confused why she was getting happy birthday messages. That one was funny, but then the comment made it better. Is I did this to my coworker once, but it wouldn't let her change it back for 60 days or something. So she missed her actual birthday, which
Oh.
was later that month. So I felt so bad.
Oh. I mean, she still got birthday wishes, just wasn't on her actual birthday.
Yeah.
But that's a good one. That's a good one to just switch their birthday and be like, why are people messaging me this?
Yes. I was like, that's actually a really fun. I was like, that is clever. It's simple, but yet confusing. Like, you're so confused. Like, it's not my birthday. Why is everybody messaging me? And you
Yeah.
have to keep replying back, like, oh, thank you so much. It's not my birthday, though.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you so much. It's not my birthday. Like,
that's sweet of you.
and you
But
wouldn't think to check your Facebook on what day your birthday's set because you're like, I said it when I started my Facebook.
yeah,
It's not something you would think of.
yeah, that one's as fun as the ones where people change the autocorrect. Where they change the
Yes.
word to like always be typing
Yeah.
something.
It's funny you
It's kind of
mentioned
like
that
that. Oh, it's one of them.
because no, because someone commented back to this person and said the 60 days, and it said, "Thanks for the tip. My wife's birthday's in less than 60 days from tomorrow." And another person messaged, "Does this mean you are or aren't going to do that now for the Facebook prank?" And the person said, "I'm not. I'm just going to mess with her autocorrect."
Yeah,
So they decided did not do it because now they're like, ooh, so her birthday falls in that time frame that I was kind of mean
yeah.
in
Because
because they're be like
those
that
are my
person.
favorite ones where they're like where they switch like babe. And so
Yes,
instead of babe, it's like you're the worst or
yes,
something.
or like beautiful to be like you're fat.
Yeah, and they're like, "Excuse me?" And then they keep saying it. They keep trying to say, "I don't know. I'm trying to. I don't know why I keep saying that, babe." And then it's
And
like,
it's like all
"You're
in caps, you're fat, you're
fat."
fat,
Yeah.
you're fat. And then they're like, I'm not trying to say
And you're
that.
like, "Oh my gosh, stop! That's so rude." Yeah.
I was ready having a bad day.
Hey, and now you're just gonna keep saying this to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those. Those are
Oh
fun.
man. Someone else said 1 year ago, I painted my husband's soap bar with clear nail polish. Let it dry, put it back in the shower. It would not lather, no matter how hard he tried. And someone else kind of put one that was similar to this on commented to them back and said, I did this to chalk in the middle school. The teacher kept trying to use it and eventually it kind of worked, but wouldn't come off the chalkboard. Principal's office visit for me.
Those are both good ones,
So
though.
those are both kind, but I guess don't do chalk because I guess you're gonna ruin the chalkboard. You're gonna
Oh
get
yeah,
trouble.
because it's gonna leave that
Yeah.
shiny thing that's never gonna be able to write on ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that is
But
pretty
it's
good. I
a
would do
great
that.
one.
The
Yes.
soap one's good. Especially because that's a good soap one rather than like, where people do like the Nair and soap
Yeah, because
or
Nara's kind
hair
of maybe taken
dye.
a little too
Yeah,
far.
Nair is crazy far.
Yeah.
Hair dye, okay, I can look past that. Because I mean it'll wash out eventually. Nair is crazy.
Yeah.
But those ones messing with people's soap always gives me like Agent Cody Banks. Like
I'm
Death
dead.
Blue in the pool
Yeah.
or whatever.
Was that Agent Cody Banks? I don't know why I thought that was a different movie, but yes,
Either
so
way, it's
funny.
Frankie Muniz.
Yeah.
Whatever Frankie Muniz that is.
So fun. That's so true. That really does.
Maybe it's not Agent. It's I don't know. But yeah, Frankie Muniz either way.
So funny. Another person commented to that one about the bar soap and said, 1 year, I removed the soap bar, and the shower gel from the shower. I waited for him to call me for it, but he never did. So I poked my head in to see he was all lathered up. Apparently, he didn't even notice and just grabbed the shampoo bottle. And just so, but I'd rather wash my body with shampoo than wash my hair with soap. True.
True.
So
You're
I
gonna
think I
ruin
would
my
have left
hair.
the soap and then took everything else. Seeing your hair's got a jacked for a few
Oh
weeks.
yeah, it's gonna be a
Oh,
dry.
so
Ugh.
nasty. I hate it.
But yeah, that's such a. That was a guy that happened that too.
Yeah,
That's such a guy thing not to pay attention. Just be like, just use whatever's in there.
exactly. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, guys use that what like 5-in-1, 2-in-1, 3-in-1,
Yeah.
10-in-1, whatever it is.
And then we'll do one more. And I think this one, I don't think it's funny because it kind of made me think of High School Musical, but not in like the funny way of connecting. It's just you'll see. So my dad once printed out a load of pictures of Martin Clunes. Long story, they put, and stuck them in ridiculous places around the house for everyone to find. We were finding him and laughing about it months later. Replace him with any famous person that have a weird joke in your family or someone totally random. And this just made me think of High School Musical when he's like, my mom has this new diet and she put him in our fridge.
Yeah.
We had never, that's what made me think of. So I thought you might like it. But someone did say you could do a fun little one off of that and kind of do it related is take pictures of Slash from Guns N' Roses and put it on their tires and be like, someone slashed your tires. So those would be a fun one to do.
Yeah, that would be a good one. The slash one would be funny. The slash one would be funny if, especially if we took the picture of Dad dressed as Slash for Halloween. and we
True.
go and put it on his tires, and we just go, someone slashed all your tires. And
And
he's
it's in his head.
dramatic, so he would probably run out like, what the hell?
God
What the
damn it! I can't put
hell?
stuff on insurance.
Yeah, he'd
Yeah.
get all country about him, like, some bitch, she slashed my tires. And then he'd come out, and then he'd like, it's just a picture of him as Slash. That would be really funny. We should do
That
that one.
is a good one. We should just do it as not April Fool's. Then he would really be on his toes about it.
Hey, he just wasn't here for April Fool's, so we can,
Yeah, I
when he
know.
gets
So
home, we
now we
can
gotta do it.
elongate it.
It's still April.
It's still April, exactly. It's still April Fool's. It's not
Exactly.
the April 1st. It's just April.
I was gonna stop with that one, but I actually forgot this was another really good one I read. Is I switched up the order of my brother's drawers once. He was not amused, and neither was my mom. I still think it was funny and completely harmless. And honestly, that is so funny. How they got so worked up about it is crazy because that is hilarious to like switch someone's drawers around so they go into your pants and you're just like, oh, this is underwear. Or and then they're like, okay, maybe it's this one. Oh no, it's my t-shirt. And then you have to like go through all your drawers to figure out where the heck your stuff is. But it's also a prank that you can easily reverse. You can just go and swap the drawers back. Like that's hilarious. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
that's pretty funny, but that would also kind of annoy me. Just because, especially like if we ever did each other when we were younger, because we had the, what's it called? Filing cabinets as dressers.
Yeah.
Since we had that, like you couldn't switch the drawers. Then and
Mine.
if someone wanted to, oh well, mine you couldn't.
Mm,
But so if like someone wanted to play that prank on me, they would have to take everything out of the drawer and switch it.
mm,
And if I had wanted to go back, I would have to take everything out of the drawers and switch it.
yeah.
At least this one, like, yeah, to be that mad is crazy because if you could just rearrange the drawers, that's so easy to fix.
Facts.
But yeah, so if you did that to me when we were younger with our drawers and like mine, you couldn't actually rearrange like that,
Yeah.
I would be on the floor crying. I'd be so
See,
mad.
my filing cabinet drawers could be changed out, but you have to push the release things, slide out this heavy metal drawer, and then put it down, grab the other one, release the thing, put it on the top. It's a hassle and a half
Yeah.
to swap it out. So I think for my drawers too, people would probably just automatically swap my clothes. But
Mhm.
I thought you were going to say it would have been funny for us, but also terrible for us if because we used to have at some point we lost those ones and we got new dressers. We had the exact same dresser of
Yeah.
the IKEA, so it could have been even funnier if people played on us and swapped our drawers completely. So
Or
then
every other.
or every other. So we have some of our clothes, but some of the other person's clothes we have
Yeah.
because we have the same like dresser now.
Someone
So then you're like, damn, where are my clothes?
that'd be
And you're like,
crazy.
these are all Laura's clothes.
Yeah.
That
Someone
would be
has
funny.
someone has all pants, someone has
Yeah.
all underwear and
So
socks.
I guess I would get it if it's annoying, if it was a terrible dresser like our filing cabinets. But if it's an easy one like the IKEA ones and we could even just swapped our drawers
Yeah.
between us, that's funny. And it sounded like that's what it was because she said it was just easy to switch up the drawers. She said she just switched up the orders. I mean, she didn't move any of the clothes or anything. She
Yeah.
just switched the order of them. But so honestly, I don't know why they got mad because yeah, if it's an annoying drawer, yes, I would get why you'd be mad. But like this is harmless. That's funny as heck. That's funny.
But he's probably the kid who cries to his mom all the time, like,
Yeah.
"Lean on me."
And you know the mom backs him up.
Yeah.
So, but still, that's hilarious.
That's a good one though.
So, I think we're going to end our stories today. So, what's some of your main takeaways from today's stories?
One of my takeaways would be that um sometimes you slip up with a Zoom meeting, but we learned on the first one too. Other than that, pranks can be fun if they're like nice, simple, easy pranks. Let's not have 10 people come over to our house randomly on a random work night, and then start pranking us out of nowhere, especially to our wives about really mean pranks. If they do, we could always get a little bit of petty revenge. Petty revenge is that's classic for our channel. Let's be honest at this point. We love a good petty revenge.
Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, I think my main takeaway is based off that petty revenge is kind of just be aware of your surroundings. Even that for the prank of like be aware of your surroundings. Because a prank can go bad south real quick. Just going out to dinner with people can go south real quick because you're not being aware of like these people don't want to pay for your meal. Or you can be unaware that someone this relationship can handle is a cheating prank because it's not a prank.
Mm-hmm.
That's my main takeaway. It's not a prank. But back to it is like just be aware of your surroundings, of like the date. Be aware of your surroundings that someone's gonna come back and tell your family, because be aware that like this person can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna go back and then just like forget all my stuff and just like sit there for 20 minutes or whatever waiting for you to come out of the restroom.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and be aware that your Zoom mic's on when you're
And
yelling about the awkward
always,
text.
yes. That's a good takeaway from the first episode and this episode is always check your mic before
Yeah.
talking in meetings if you're not trying to say something in that meeting.
But be aware is a good one.
But being aware is like the main takeaway, I feel like. Yeah, I guess I'll be aware of your surroundings. Just be aware because, yeah, that goes really well with the Zoom one and everything. And even kind of like, I don't know which one I was about to say. Dang, I'm blank to my thing. Yeah. Oh, being aware of your surroundings would also make you think through. Leave a piece of food on your plate. Is where I was about to go with that. And I don't know why that went over my head now. But being aware of your surroundings, you would have known, even if you were starving Marvin and you were scarfing that food down, you would have been like, aware. I'm aware. I'm aware. Need to leave a piece. But I guess that she also didn't fully believe, but that's okay. So I guess that's your main takeaway from today. If you have any takeaways from today's episode or any thoughts or even any good fun pranks that you didn't write in yet and you want to tell us about, share them below. It's still April. So I believe you can still keep bringing for April, not just on the 1st. It's April. It's a fun time. Easter, you know? The rabbits got it. They sneak in, they put them eggs. That's a prank. So, thank you for joining us. Thanks for listening to our stories. Definitely share your thoughts and like and subscribe. Thank you.
Bye.